How's it going, everybody? Today we'll be working on the pursuit again. It's going to be adding a little bit of power, hopefully, and some bling. We're going to be working with the stage 1 cold air intake. It's not the California emissions one, so there's going to be some steps left out. So if you own a Pursuit or Challenger that has the California emissions, I'm sorry, I'm not going to have all that information on here. But you have to remove this and do some stuff over here. But it doesn't look like it's going to be that complicated, so yeah, let's get going. Alright, one of the first things I'll have to do is remove the side cover. Hopefully you can see this, but this little area right here is where I'm trying to get to. And this bolt is what I'm trying to get to, but the tank is in the way. I was playing around with a few different things, trying to see if I can get in there without having to take the tank off, but it doesn't look like it. So I better move the tank. Instead of taking the tank completely off, like it says to in the instructions, I just unbolted the seats, put the bolts back so we don't lose them. I just unbolted these parts, which holds the tank down, and I just tilted it up, and I propped it up with a couple of rolls of heavy-duty tape that I got. And as you can see, I now have I now have clear access to get to that bolt to take that screw off and take that cover off so I can put the snorkel in. I was able to find a 6mm wrench, Allen wrench, that fits through this towel here because I want to scratch the top of the jugs. So squeeze this in, break it free just a little bit. Got the bolt out. Don't want to lose that. Or should I drop it? And then this cover just comes right off. Now that the bolt and cover is off, this is what you should see, an opening for the snorkel. Alright, so this is what the snorkel looks like. Should only go on one way. There's the bolt that's going to hold it in place. It's got like this little latch that goes around one side, so this is how it holds in place. This should just fit snug along the frame. And then this part is what's going to actually attach the airbox. So let's start trying to finagle this thing in there. I am not sure how much of this you're going to see because one, I could barely see anything right now. Yeah, so we got a bunch of things in the way. We got this cable. Probably why they wanted us to remove the tank, but do things the hard way. Alright, luckily the snorkel is flexible, so that makes life a little easier. looks like it is in place. Now when I put this bolt on, I'm going to put some blue thread locker on it just to make sure it doesn't come loose. I didn't say to do it on the instruction, but just a little bit shouldn't hurt. This is what it's looking like. The bolt is in as snug as I can get it. It's tight on that side. So I'm calling that job done. Gotta remove this bracket. So I got my number 5 Allen. Ended up getting off with the 3/16 Allen. Had to get creative, as you can see in the video. Now you got this and this guy you gotta disconnect. Oh, and just to show you where the bolts went, they were right here, and right there. So let me finagle with this a little bit and get this thing off, and we'll move on. They told me to remove that bracket that I just showed you guys, and I showed you how to disconnect those wiring harnesses, but I didn't like the way that they looked because on the new intake it doesn't have anywhere to attach those back up. I didn't want them bouncing around, so I just threw that zip tie. Let's see if I can get this without falling all over the place. I put this zip tie on so that way it'll hold this up, because to me this was a little bit too close to that, and I don't want this thing vibrating and cutting through this wire. So quick little zip tie just to hold these up and away from these brackets, so that way no wires get damaged or anything like that. Next thing I had to do is try to get this into here. It's gonna be a tight fit. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's in now. Let's see, make sure everything lines up. Screws line up. Oh. So now I had to somehow tighten this thing. But they say to turn this so that way you can't see it. I got this thing in the back, so I don't know how exactly I'm going to tighten this without people not being able to see it. Let's see. voila, that part too. And I used a 6mm. You can use a 6mm socket. I just used one of these. Alright, sorry I didn't record this, but this kit comes with 2 separate gaskets. For the air filter, you're going to need to put this round one and get it in this groove all the way around before you install it. Doesn't do a very good job of the instructions of explaining that, but yeah. One of the 2 gaskets goes in here, it's the round one. Next part, install the air filter. So it already comes with the 4 bolts installed, so now all you gotta do is just line them up. And just kind of get them started. And once you get them started, get an Allen wrench and tighten them the rest of the way down. Now that this is installed with the 4 screws tightened down, we got the next gasket. So we gotta kind of fit that around the, I don't know if you can tell, this little raised lip. That's where this gasket goes. And then once you get that part on, then we're in the home stretch. Next part to install is the front part of the air cleaner. You got these 2 spots right here, which have right here and right here to hold that in place. And you got like these 2 little clips that go in right here. So all you gotta do is not pull the gasket off like I just did. Ah, that's the key. Make sure the gasket's on the inside so that way it seals against there, and then you can close it in. So, gasket inside the opening. These guys started. The bigger. $6mm. Sorry, got a little excited. Next, you just slide the back cover on. Right, just slide it straight in, try not to mess with the gasket, and then throw in the back retaining bolt. Voila. it's in. I got the bike out here in the sun running, so you can see a little bit better. Got the exhaust on quiet mode. We can hear the air. Yeah, I can kind of hear a little bit more air. I put my hand over the opening and you can feel some air coming in. It's not a ton. I've ridden it around. I don't really notice anything, but the bike comes with a code that you're supposed to take to the Indian dealer, and they, I guess, throw a tune on it or do something with it, and that should unleash the extra horsepower. But it was pretty easy to install. I'm gonna take it to the dealer and get it updated, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I've had the air intake for a couple of weeks now. I drove around with it for, I don't know, maybe a week or two without the tune. It kind of, I don't know if it was just like a placebo effect or whatever, but the bike did feel a little peppier. I kind of like the sound, because you can kind of hear the air getting sucked into the intake a little bit more. It felt like the wheel was breaking loose a little bit, maybe because it was cold, who knows. But I don't know, it felt like it was a little peppier. I went and I got the tune put on, and that made a noticeable difference. According to the butt dyno, it didn't feel like a lot, so I don't know if the tune that Indian put in was more of, I don't know, like throttle response and stuff like that, but the bike does feel a little bit peppier now. I talked to the service guy and then a couple other people. You know, it's supposed to add like, you know, a couple horsepower, 3-4 or something like that, but it feels peppier, feels a little bit faster. I'm having fun with it. Is it worth the 500 or whatever, how much these things cost? I don't know. That's all up to you. I like the way it looks. I like the little noises it makes. I don't know if I'd get it again. Yeah, why not? I probably would. A couple horsepower, you know, it's like every time I get into that throttle, it puts a smile on my face. So I don't know. What performance mod stop here? Haven't decided yet. But yeah, so far I'm happy with it, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, to me, worth the time and money. But that's to me. Well, that's gonna do it for this one. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, I hope you consider giving me a like and subscribing to the channel. I'm gonna have a lot more stuff coming up with the Pursuit. I'm gonna have some more rides and some travel stuff coming up. So hopefully you guys will follow along and help me reach my goal of 1,500 subscribers. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks again. Remember, you only live once, so live life to the fullest. See you in the next video. Take care.